I'm sure you've heard the news. Tensions are rising in the South China Sea, and a new US-Philippines energy deal is at the center of it all. Welcome to Smart Updates, your trusted source for breaking headlines, global insights, and sharp analysis from around the world. If you are new here, do not forget to hit that subscribe button so that you never miss an update. Today we're witnessing a pivotal moment in Southeast Asia. The United States and the Philippines have signed a new energy agreement. This deal isn't just about electricity, it's a strategic move that deepens the alliance between these two nations. Announced in November 2023, the agreement aims to help the Philippines develop its own energy resources, addressing chronic shortages and boosting stability. For the Philippines, it means access to advanced American technology and investment to modernize its energy infrastructure. For the US, it's a chance to reinforce its commitment to a key Indo-Pacific partner. But this partnership unfolds in a region marked by intense territorial disputes, especially in the South China Sea. The energy projects are planned for areas where sovereignty is hotly contested, adding layers of complexity. This isn't just business, it's about national sovereignty, international law, and regional stability. The goal: reduce the Philippines' dependence on imported fuel and strengthen its economy. Yet, the path forward is fraught with challenges, mainly due to the disputed location of these resources. The South China Sea is claimed by several countries, creating a web of overlapping interests and potential conflict. This deal brings the US and the Philippines closer, but it also raises concerns for other nations, especially China. As we break down this story, we'll explore the benefits for both countries and why it's causing regional unease. The Energy Accord is about more than resources. It's about power, influence, and the delicate balance of international relations. It highlights rising tensions in a vital part of the world. The next chapter of this story is still being written. The stakes are high, and the world is watching. Let's dive in. The United States-Philippines Civil Nuclear Energy Accord is designed to transform the Philippine energy sector. Its core American investment and technology transfer, focusing on nuclear power and offshore natural gas. U.S. companies will provide expertise, equipment, and funding, while the Philippines ensures a secure environment for these projects. Offshore resource exploration is central, targeting oil and gas reserves within the Philippine Exclusive Economic Zone. This technical support could unlock major economic potential for the Philippines. The deal also revives the country's nuclear ambitions, paving the way for small modular reactors, modern, safer, and more flexible than traditional plants. The U.S. will provide training and ensure international safety standards. The ultimate aim: energy independence for the Philippines, which currently relies on imported coal and oil. Developing domestic gas and nuclear power means a more stable, affordable, and cleaner energy supply. For the U.S., it's a chance to strengthen economic and strategic ties with a vital ally. The accord is a win-win energy security for the Philippines and a stronger partnership for the U.S. But it also sets the stage for new regional dynamics. The world is watching how this ambitious plan unfolds. The stakes couldn't be higher. The South China Sea is one of the world's most strategic waterways, connecting the Indian and Pacific Oceans. Trillions in global trade pass through these waters each year, making its security vital for the world economy. The region is also rich in natural resources, productive fisheries, and potentially vast oil and gas reserves. For developing nations, these resources offer a path to prosperity and energy independence. But overlapping territorial claims have turned the sea into a geopolitical flashpoint. China claims almost the entire area, marked by its 9-dash line, overlapping with the exclusive economic zones of neighbors like the Philippines. In 2016, an international tribunal ruled against China's claims, siding with the Philippines, but Beijing rejected the decision. The result: frequent confrontations between coast guards, fishing boats, and military vessels. Even minor incidents risk escalating into larger conflicts. Into this tense environment comes the new US-Philippines Energy Accord, adding another layer to the puzzle. The stakes are not just regional, they're global. Control of the South China Sea means control over trade, resources, and influence. Every move here is watched closely by the world's powers. The next steps could reshape the region for decades. China sees the US-Philippines energy deal as a direct challenge to its influence in the South China Sea. For Beijing, this isn't just economics, it's about strategic control. The presence of American technology and companies in disputed waters threatens China's long-term goals. The deal could embolden the Philippines and other claimants to assert their rights more forcefully, backed by U.S. support. China prefers to negotiate one-on-one with smaller neighbors, where it holds the upper hand. U.S. involvement disrupts that dynamic, shifting the balance of power. Chinese state media frames the accord as part of a broader American strategy to contain China's rise. China's own joint development proposals require others to accept its sovereignty, something most refuse. The U.S.-Philippines deal offers an alternative, undermining China's ambitions. This competition for resources and influence is at the heart of Beijing's concerns. The stakes for China are as much about power as they are about energy. The energy accord has already heightened tensions in the South China Sea. China quickly voiced strong opposition, warning against any resource exploration that threatens its claims. Chinese Coast Guard and maritime militia have increased patrols near Philippine waters, leading to more frequent and tense encounters at sea. The Philippines has publicized these incidents, accusing China of harassment. The U.S. has responded by reaffirming its security commitments under the Mutual Defense Treaty, warning that attacks on Philippine assets could trigger American involvement. This raises the stakes, turning a regional dispute into a potential superpower confrontation. Other claimants like Vietnam and Malaysia are watching closely. Some may seek similar partnerships, while others fear provoking China. The accord could inspire a wave of new deals, challenging China's dominance. But it also risks further destabilizing the region. Every nation is now reevaluating its strategy. The South China Sea is entering a new, uncertain phase. The world is watching for the next move. The balance of power is shifting. The consequences could be far-reaching. Rising tensions in the South China Sea threaten regional peace and global trade. With so many military and Coast Guard vessels in close quarters, the risk of accidental clashes is high. Even a minor incident could spiral into a larger conflict, with devastating consequences. Disruption here would impact global shipping, raising costs and causing delays worldwide. The fragile marine ecosystem is also at risk. An accident or spill could devastate fisheries and livelihoods. Diplomatic efforts like ASEAN's push for a code of conduct are under strain as U.S.-China rivalry intensifies. Countries feel pressured to choose sides, weakening regional unity. The stakes go beyond borders. Peace, trade, and the environment all hang in the balance. The world can't afford a crisis in these waters. The need for cooperation has never been greater. What's next? Several paths are possible: cooperation, competition, or conflict. The best-case scenario: all sides de-escalate, negotiate, and pursue joint resource development without forcing sovereignty concessions. More likely is a tense status quo. Energy projects move forward under heavy escort, while China uses gray zone tactics to harass but avoid outright war. The risk of miscalculation remains, with the region living under constant tension. The worst case, a direct confrontation, possibly triggered by an accident or aggressive move, drawing in the U.S. under its defense treaty. Such a conflict would be disastrous for the region and the world. Creative diplomacy is needed. Multinational consortia could share resources while shelving disputes. Trust is in short supply, but cooperation is the only way to avoid catastrophe. The choices made now will shape the region's future. The world is hoping for restraint and dialogue. The U.S.-Philippines Energy Accord is more than a regional issue. It's a test of global power dynamics. The South China Sea is now a main stage for U.S.-China rivalry, with the world watching how these powers manage their differences. The outcome will set a precedent for handling international disputes, by law or by force. Freedom of navigation is at stake. If China succeeds in restricting access, it could inspire similar moves elsewhere. The situation also tests the strength of U.S. alliances. How Washington responds will shape the confidence of allies worldwide. The Energy Accord highlights the challenge of balancing economic growth, energy security, and environmental responsibility. Offshore gas may be a bridge fuel, but it raises tough questions about long-term sustainability. The Philippines' choices will be a case study for other developing nations. The world is watching, and the stakes are global. The next moves will echo far beyond Asia. In conclusion, the US-Philippines Energy Accord is a bold step with profound consequences. It promises energy security and economic growth for the Philippines, and a stronger alliance for the US, but it also places both nations in direct opposition to China's claims in a volatile region. The risk of miscalculation and conflict is real, with global trade and peace at stake. The situation tests the limits of international law and the resolve of regional institutions. The future depends on choices made in Washington, Beijing, and Manila. De-escalation, dialogue, and creative solutions are essential. Joint development could offer hope, but competition remains the reality. The world watches as power and progress hang in the balance. The next chapter is unwritten, and the stakes couldn't be higher.